Today's topic, house hunting etiquette for buyers. All the do's and don'ts when visiting someone's home. Today I'll share with you some tips on how to behave when you're visiting someone's homes. It's going to be really pertinent for those of you that are looking to buy a property. Because if you're looking to buy a condo, a house, or a plex, you'll be exploring a lot of options until you find the right one. So today it's a guide on how to be this pleasant buyer, this polite buyer, and it's going to help you a lot along the way. So the owner of the house could be there when you show up to visit the property. During COVID, houses were empty because of security measures, but nowadays there's a chance that the owner will be sitting there in the living room when you'll be visiting. So I'll share with you how to behave, because the thing is, those things are not taught. It's basic stuff, but I've been in the business for 14 years and I've seen terrible stuff. So this is all simple advice that you can apply in today's market. And if you're buying with an agent, the owner could be there or not there, but if you're buying directly through the owner, well, of course he's going to be there to welcome you, to have you visit the property. So anyhow, all those little tips are going to be really helpful in your procedure to buy the next property you'll buy. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Gabriel Laflamme. I've been a realtor since 2009, and every single day I'm really privileged because I get calls, emails from people just like you that are looking to buy or sell property in Laval, the greater Montreal area, pretty much everywhere in Quebec, because I got a huge team and we're there to help. If this is your case, just shoot us an email, call us, and we'll guide you from A to Z. We'll book a Zoom and then we'll take good care of you. Before I jump in the main topic of house hunting etiquette, there's two things I want to mention to you that you need to do before visiting. First thing, you look at the pictures on the web, you're like, oh, this is a beautiful house, I want to see it. But you also have to read carefully the listing, because there's a lot of information in the listing, and some people will just look at the picture, they'll show up, had I known this, I would have not wasted my time visiting the house. So make sure to read the listing to make sure it fits your needs. And if the seller's declaration is available, take a look at it. The seller's declaration is that questionnaire where you have all the different details about the house since it was built. Everything that the owner knows, he's going to disclose it to you. And you want to look at those details before booking a visit. And if it fits your needs, then you book a visit. The second thing I'm going to mention to you, make sure to do this tour of the neighborhood, because you're not just buying a house, you're buying the neighborhood. So you want to make sure that the neighborhood fits what you're looking for in terms of the environment. Because when you'll be buying a house, you'll be buying the house, but also the neighborhood. And if you don't like the neighborhood, there's no point of you visiting the house. So you're going to save a lot of time. So bottom line, instead of visiting maybe 30 homes before making an offer, you might visit maybe 10 or 12 because you'll be more efficient with your time. So now let's look at my tips. First one, punctuality. Really simple. When you schedule a house showing, make sure to be there on time. Be there 15 minutes earlier. Why? Because it's just like being polite with the owner. The owner has cleaned the house. They're waiting for you. Maybe you're visiting at 5 p.m. They're just waiting for the visit to happen before they have dinner with their family. So if you're there late, well, it delays everything they have to do during the evening. So just be polite. Make sure you respect their time. Be there on time. There's no excuses. Be there 15 minutes earlier and there's going to be no problem. Second one, first impression. When you walk in the house, smile. Introduce yourself. My spouse's name is. Those are my kids. We're really happy. Thanks for the privilege to visit your house. Thank you so much. Then you take off your boots and your shoes, always, no exception. And if it's summertime and you came in with loafers, make sure to bring some socks. Simple stuff, but make sure to respect it. Ask for permission. You walk in the house, you said to Mr. Seller, may I open the kitchen cabinet? You might want to go upstairs can I touch the closet just to look into the closet? Yes, thank you very much. Mr. Seller, my little one, he needs to use the bathroom. Can he please use the bathroom? Thank you so much. In other words, just be polite and ask for the permission, and it's gonna smooth your discussion with the seller. Keep a close eye on your children. Of course, your kid's gonna be with you when visiting the home, but make sure they're close to you. Make sure they're supervised always, and make sure to let them know what they can touch and what they cannot touch, because the seller, as I said, could be there. But nowadays, there's cameras everywhere in the house, so even they might be outside, but they're looking at you, they're listening to you, and they're looking how your kids behave in the house and how you behave in the house. Avoid negative comments. A negative comment cannot come out of your mouth when you walk in the house, and even when you're outside, because the windows could be open, they could listen to what you're saying. So you never say a single word that's negative, because you're going to affect their feelings, because it's their little baby. Their property is their baby. So don't say anything that's negative. You want to say something negative? Wait till you're inside your car. And I'll give you an example that just happened recently. I do an open house with my clients that's a seller. He wants to sell his place. So I'm there for 2 hours. My seller's there for the first 15 minutes because he's working from home and just has to finish a task before he walks out. The first lady comes in. She has no agent. She's by herself. She walks in and she sees my seller. She's like, hey, are you from this island in the Caribbean? He's like, yes. Hey, me too. So there's a sense of familiarity between those two. Starts to visit. I don't know the lady because it's an open house. I have her visit. And then she starts saying, oh, well, it's really dirty, this room. It's really dirty. Oh, that place. What's the smell? It doesn't smell good in the house. Oh, why hasn't he cleaned the patio door? Not clean. During the whole visit, she was complaining, saying negative stuff, as if the guy was not a human or robot. He was just like a couple of feet away. And then she comes downstairs. We're upstairs. She comes downstairs. She's like, why have you not painted the house before we put it on the market? Why have you kept the carpet? For like 5 minutes, I'm like, I was trying to prevent that, a bit of middleman between those two. But I didn't know her, so it was, anyhow. You see how it went? It was not a good experience. I walk her outside. I take her contact information. I let her go. I come inside. My seller tells me, Gabriel, I will never sell to this client in my life. Even if she offers the asking price, I'm not selling to her. I'm telling you. So you see how those negative comments can affect the result. So please, no negative comments. Small group. What I mean by that, it was when you first schedule your first house showing. You can go there with a small group. Your kids. It's all right. But avoid going there with a huge group, like 10 people, because sometimes I've seen in my career people come in a small home, like the parents, like the husband and wife, the kids, their parents, the in-laws, the cousins, like a group of 10, 12. It's overwhelming. And why is it overwhelming for the seller that's sitting in the living room? Because selling is a huge step. Having stranger in the house is another stressful step. If they see like a large group, like a party coming, like 10, 12 people, they don't understand. So first visit, smaller group. If you like the property, you ask the permission. Can I come back for a second visit later on today or tomorrow with my agent or by myself? I'll bring my family and my in-laws if you don't mind. Then it's gonna be smoother. So just start with a smaller group, and then you can increase the size of the group if you come for a second visit. Questions to the owner. Your questions to the owner, you're with your agent, you ask questions, have to be correlated to your interest. And what I mean by that, if you have no interest, no question. Makes sense, right? If you have a lot of interest, then you can ask a lot of questions. But I've seen in my career people asking like questions for like 12 years. In the first couple of years of my career, I had not as much experience. I didn't coach as much my buyers on what to say and how to, behave when the seller was there. So one time I remember my buyer, she kept asking questions for 15 minutes to the seller. I walk out of the house. I asked my buyer, you want to make an offer? I've seen your question. She's like, no, I don't like the house. Well, why did you ask all those 15 questions to the seller? You're sending like bad signals. He will say, hey, she liked the house. I'm going to receive an offer tomorrow. I'm so happy. So questions only if you have interest. No interest, no question. It makes sense, right? Because you don't want to waste your time talking. You don't have to necessarily to talk. You just visit. You're polite, but you don't have to talk if you have no interest. If you have a lot of interest, then you ask a few questions. Make sense, right? Kind words will go a long way. And what I mean by that, you finish the visit. You say, you know what? Your kitchen is beautiful. I like the renovation. I like the natural light. Just those nice words are going to be like really welcomed by the seller. They're going to feel great. If you have really no interest in the house, there's no need, but still you can say something nice when you're leaving because you'll make them feel good. And if you have a lot of interest, you could say, well, I understand why you stayed here for 30 years with your family. Your house, the neighborhood is just perfect. I like what you did with the basement. There's no need to play poker and like not show your emotions. When you're trying to buy a house, the seller will pick the person that's buying their house. It's not just the price, it's the family that's buying, it's the buyer. Are they nice? And if you take the time to, mention what you liked about the house, you're gonna touch their feeling. It's gonna help the steps along the way when you're trying to negotiate with them. So keep that in mind. Kind words will go a long way. Avoid verbal negotiation. What I mean by that, when you go for the house showing, you visit the place, don't try to verbally negotiate while you're visiting, because there's different steps when you're purchasing a house. You look at the house on the website, you visit, you decide if you have an interest, and then you write the offer, you get your pre-approval, and you take an appointment with your agent to go present it in front of the seller. But some people will try to negotiate. Would you accept that price? Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. Put yourself in the seller's shoes. Selling is stressful. Having strangers in their house is stressful. And if they're trying to negotiate like on the spot without it's too much stress for them. Just follow the regular steps. It's okay to be fast, but take maybe half a day to call them back through your agent or by yourself to let them know that you want to present an offer, written offer, not verbal, written with a pre-approval, and then it's going to go way smoother. Lastly, thank the owner. When you finish your visit, want to make sure you thank the owners. Mr. Seller, thank you so much. I know it's 6 o'clock. You must have, you're pretty sure at this time, normally you're having like your family and you're having dinner with your family and you accepted our visit. Thank you so much. It's so clean. Thanks for letting us, my family and I visit. We really appreciate it. Say something nice when you leave. Thank them. It's just gonna finish the loop nicely. So this is it, guys, for all my house hunting etiquette tips, all the do's and don'ts when visiting someone's home. I'm pretty sure it's gonna help you if you apply all those little tips. If you have questions, just let them know in the comments. And if you like this kind of video, stick around because I got more coming up. And if you have a project of buying or selling a property in the greater Montreal area or anywhere in Quebec, send us an email. All the information is down below. My team and I will guide you. We're there to help. Have a good one.